In this episode of American Food Wars, we look into ketchup versus mustard, the condiment clash of the century. It's a sunny afternoon at an American cookout. The grill hisses, the crowd cheers, and the buns are warm. Then comes that critical moment. Someone reaches for ketchup, someone else for mustard. Suddenly you can feel the tension in the air. This isn't just lunch, it's loyalty, it's tradition, it's war. But how did two simple condiments come to divide America's taste buds? How did a sweet red sauce and a tangy yellow paste become symbols of culture, class, and identity? Stay tuned, because in this episode, we're diving deep into their intertwined history, how ketchup started as a fermented fish sauce in ancient China, how mustard was born from Roman innovation, and how the two collided to dominate American tables. And you'll want to stick around until the end, because one of these condiments nearly vanished forever, only to make a comeback nobody saw coming. Welcome to True History in Minutes, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind the things you use every day. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It directly supports the growth of this channel. Let's start far away from the burger joints and baseball stadiums of America, somewhere along the coastlines of ancient China, around 300 BC. Traders there were bottling up a fermented fish brine known as Ketchup. It was dark, salty, tangy, and complex. The kind of sauce that could make bland food explode with flavor. When sailors from Europe came across this sauce centuries later, they loved it. But there was a problem. They couldn't replicate it, so they improvised. In Britain, cooks began making versions using whatever they had: mushrooms, walnuts, oysters, even peaches. Early ketchup recipes were a wild experiment in umami before anyone even knew what umami meant. Then came tomatoes, New World fruit, misunderstood for years, once believed to be poisonous. But by the late 18th century, American cooks began experimenting, combining tomato pulp with vinegar, salt, and spices. The result? Something that vaguely resembled modern ketchup, but it was chunky, unstable, and short-lived. And here's where the story turns. By the mid-1800s, ketchup had a serious image problem. Home-canned batches spoiled fast, sometimes exploding in the pantry. Unscrupulous manufacturers used dangerous preservatives like coal tar and boric acid. Ketchup quite literally was killing people. Then came a man with a vision and a mustache that meant business: Henry John Heinz. Heinz believed food should be pure, transparent, and trustworthy. In an era when most manufacturers hid their products in dark bottles, Heinz went clear, literally. He showcased his ketchup in transparent glass bottles, proving there was nothing to hide. His slogan? Pure food, pure product. And to make it taste irresistible, Heinz added one ingredient that changed everything: sugar. That touch of sweetness made ketchup more than a condiment. It became comfort in a bottle. Kids loved it, adults trusted it. It was affordable, shelf-stable, and patriotic. Heinz ketchup wasn't just food, it was a symbol of American ingenuity. While ketchup was conquering America's taste buds, mustard had already traveled a long and regal road of its own. Its story begins thousands of years earlier, with the Romans. They were crushing mustard seeds, mixing them with grape must, unfermented wine, to make a sauce called mustum ardens, meaning burning must. Over centuries, that became mustard. By the Middle Ages, mustard had gone elite. Monks in Dijon, France perfected the art, using white wine and vinegar to refine its flavor. Dijon mustard became the choice of kings, popes, and aristocrats, a sophisticated European staple. But mustard's American reinvention was coming. In 1904, at the St. Louis World's Fair, a pair of brothers named George and Francis French unveiled something completely new: a bright yellow mustard made with turmeric for color and a mild flavor for the masses. They called it French's Yellow Mustard. It was a hit. Cheap, cheerful and perfectly paired with the new American obsession, the hot dog. Within years, mustard became the companion of baseball, barbecues, and family picnics. Now picture America in the mid-20th century. The suburbs are booming. Drive-ins are packed. Kids are devouring burgers, fries, and hot dogs faster than ever before. And on every table, two bottles reign supreme. One red, one yellow. But this wasn't just flavor, it was identity. Ketchup was sweet, comforting, nostalgic, the taste of childhood. Mustard was sharp, adult, assertive, the taste of boldness. And then there were the regional rules. In Chicago, putting ketchup on a hot dog was an unforgivable offense. In the South, mustard became the heart of barbecue sauces. Out west, burger joints swore allegiance to ketchup alone. What began as culinary preference had become tribal. Even marketing turned it into warfare. Heinz sponsored ketchup-themed events and ads that portrayed mustard as too spicy for kids. French's fought back, painting ketchup as cloyingly sweet and old-fashioned. It wasn't just condiments, it was character archetypes. And while the two duked it out on grocery shelves, something fascinating happened. The ketchup empire almost crushed mustard out of existence. By the late 1970s, Heinz had become so dominant that mustard sales were stagnating. French's had to reinvent itself, literally using color as its weapon. They launched ad campaigns calling mustard the sunshine of summer. And then came the reinforcements. Dijon. In the 1980s, Americans' palates began changing. Travel, fine dining, and the rise of gourmet TV culture brought in flavors like Dijon, honey mustard, and spicy brown. Suddenly, mustard wasn't just a topping, it was fashionable, elegant, even healthy. While ketchup stayed king of comfort food, mustard carved out a new niche in the world of sophistication. But ketchup wasn't done evolving either. In the 1990s, Heinz introduced the now iconic squeeze bottle. No mess, no knife required. Kids loved it. Then came the novelty phase. Green ketchup, purple ketchup, even glitter ketchup. Some failed, some became collector's items, but all proved one thing. America's obsession with ketchup wasn't fading anytime soon. Meanwhile, mustard went global. Grey Poupon commercials featured wealthy gentlemen in limousines offering mustard to one another, turning a condiment into a cultural meme. From fast food counters to Michelin-starred kitchens, both sauces adapted, survived, and thrived. And yet, the rivalry persists. A 2022 survey found that Americans remain almost evenly split between the two. Ketchup leads narrowly with 53%, mustard at 47%. But here's the kicker. When placed side by side, both sell better than alone. The war that once divided the table now fuels each other's success. Ketchup versus mustard isn't just about taste. It's about innovation, reinvention, and resilience. It's the story of two flavors that traveled across oceans, crossed centuries, and evolved with a nation. So, next time you're holding that hot dog or burger, take a second. Behind that simple squeeze lies a history of culture clashes, global trade, and marketing genius. Ketchup was once a salty fish sauce from China. Mustard was once the pride of French monasteries. Together, they became the twin icons of American flavor, the sweet and the sharp, the nostalgic and the bold. And in the end, maybe this isn't a war at all. Maybe it's a love story disguised as one. Before you go, I want to hear from you. If you could decide the next American Food Wars episode, what should we cover? Mayo versus Miracle Whip? Ranch versus blue cheese? Maybe even barbecue versus hot sauce? Drop your ideas in the comments below. Thanks for watching True History in Minutes, and we'll see you in the next episode of American Food Wars.